हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, स्वागत है आप सब लोग का सॉलिड स्टेट की सेकंड क्लास में। ठीक है, तो पहले क्लास में हम लोग ने डिस्कस किया था रिलेशनशिप के बारे में, एंड दैट रिलेशनशिप वाज अमंग नियरेस्ट नाइबर डिस्टेंस d, एज लेंथ a and radius of sphere r. So right now we will discuss about your packing efficiency और कौन सा packing fraction, packing efficiency in crystalline solid. We have to consider three different cubic crystals and we have to calculate their packing efficiency. So packing efficiency means, although in crystalline solid the constituent particles are very closely packed in a regular manner or in orderly fashion, okay, so but still there are some empty spaces within the crystal lattice. That empty spaces, that empty volume, we have to deduct that empty volume out of the volume occupied by the constituting spheres. Okay, so first we have to calculate packing fraction, and if we multiply with 100, then we will get packing efficiency. So packing fraction first. Packing fraction means packing fraction that is equal to occupied volume divided by volume of unit cell, that will be packing fraction. And if I consider packing efficiency, that will be equal to packing fraction into 100, that will be occupied volume upon volume of unit cell into 100, that will be your packing efficiency. So let us find out the packing efficiency of different unit cells. First one, that is simple cubic, then body centered, and then face centered. Okay, so first one, that is for simple or primitive cubic unit cell. As you know, for a primitive unit cell, particles are only present at the corners, so the effective number of atoms Z we have calculated 1. So only one effective atom is present in a simple or primitive unit cell. Okay, so the number of effective sphere means you can assume atoms or ions, anything which are present at packing site, at corners. So that will be Z, that is equal to 1. So only one sphere is present. If you assume the spherical shape of each constituent units having radius smaller, then the volume of sphere, that is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. Right now, volume of unit cell, that is equal to aq, that will be equal to, and you know from relationship I have taught you that a is equal to 2r. Okay, so volume will be 2r whole cube, that is equal to 8r cube. Right now, packing fraction you can calculate. Packing fraction, that is equal to real volume, that will be 4 by 3 pi r cube upon the volume of unit cell, that is 8 RQ get cancelled, so that will be 4 upon 4 into 5 upon 24, that will be pi by 6th. So the value that we got over here, that is 52.52, that will be 0.524. okay, so that will be 0.524. right now if I need to calculate its packing efficiency, so packing efficiency, that will be equal to 0.524 into 100, that will be 52.4%. so this is its packing efficiency, actually the volume occupied by the sphere in case of a simple cubic. okay, so the vacant space, that will be 100 minus 52.4. so the vacant space that you have to deduct this much, 52.4, that will be how much? 40.6, and this one will be 47.6. so you just deduct it, so that will be 47.6% vacant in simple cubic unit cell. right now we have to calculate the packing efficiency in BCC. in BCC, body centered cubic unit cell, the effective number of atoms we have calculated, that is Z is equal to 2. Is that clear? so volume occupied for two spheres, 2 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. Is that clear? so volume of unit cell, that will be equal to, for BCC we have got the relationship, that is equal to R, that is equal to root 3 by 4 upon A. so what will be A that is equal to 4 by root 3 into R, 4R by root 3. This is the value of A. so volume of unit cell will be A cube. so 4 by root 3 whole cube. Is that clear? so packing, I am direct calculating packing efficiency, that is equal to volume occupied 8 by 3 pi r cube divided by volume of unit cell, that will be 64 upon root 3 whole cube, 9 root 3 root 3 into r cube. so that will be its value, that will be 0.68. is that clear? so as I have written over here packing efficiency, so I have to multiply 100 over here, that will be 68%. Is that clear? so vacant space, that will be 100 minus 68, that will be equal to 32%. Is that clear? next, in FCC Z is equal to how much? 4 we have got. so packing efficiency, that is equal to volume occupied 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube divided by A cube, and the relationship that we have got, A is equal to 2 root 2 r, 2 root 2 into r whole cube. so that will be equal to 0.74, means packing efficiency, we have to multiply over 100 over here, that will be equal to 74%. 74%. So vacant space or empty space you can say, that will be equal to 26%. Just remember, so where is basically the maximum close packing you have got, that is in case of FCC, that is the 74% maximum efficiency, and in BCC that is 68%, and the less packing that we have got in case of a simple or primitive unit cell. Is that clear? Very good. Next we will discuss. So next we will go through here, that is density of unit cell. Okay, so that is density of unit cell, very important, density of unit cell. So you know, very simple expression for density, that is density that is equal to mass of density of unit cell, mass upon volume, mass upon volume. Clear? So in order to calculate mass, we have to know in a unit cell the number of effective spheres or effective particles that correspond to the rank of unit cell. Okay, so number of effective atoms, that is equal to Z number of atoms are present in a unit cell. So in order to calculate the mass of Z number of atoms, so we have to calculate first the mass of one atom. So mass of a single atom, that is equal to m upon Avogadro's number, where m is the atomic mass, where this m is the atomic mass of element, Clear? So the total mass of unit cell, that is effective number of atoms having mass, so the total mass due to all effective spheres or effective atoms, that will be equal to Z into m upon Na. This is the mass. That clear? And volume of unit cell, you know, volume of unit cell, you know, that is AQ. So density rho, that is equal to mass by volume. So mass Z into m into Na divided upon AQ. So that will be equal to Z into m, atomic mass, upon AQ into Na. This is the expression for density of unit cell. Clear? Z we have calculated for different type of unit cells. So this is the expression for density of a unit cell. Okay. So now, so packing in crystalline solid. Packing in crystalline solid. Packing in crystalline solid. Very important. Packing in crystalline solid. First we have to consider packing in one dimension. Packing, close packing, packing in one dimension. One dimension means we have to consider only a single axis, about x axis or y axis, or you can say z axis. So if you one dimensional packing, if you consider, so packing is something like this, along x axis, let's say any single axis you have to consider. So little bit of Imagination is there in this topic. We just see this is one dimensional closed packing along x axis. Let's say I am considering. Is that clear? So here in this one dimensional packing, if you have to calculate the coordination number Cn, I am representing shortly Cn, coordination number. So coordination number refers to number of touching spheres. Number of touching spheres is known as coordination number. If you target one sphere, let's say I am targeting this sphere. This sphere is attached, connected to, touching to two other spheres. If I consider this sphere, you see this sphere is connected to these two sphere, so it's a coordination number you can write, that is 2. Coordination number, that is 2. Next, two dimensional packing or closed packing in 2 dimension. Okay, 2 dimensional closed packing, if I consider, then I have to consider two axes, x and y. The packing is like this. This is suppose one layer, clear, one layer, and another row is just vertical aligned to the first layer. See, and another layer is like this. Here you see, if this is y axis and this one is x axis, this is 2 dimensional closed packing. And if I join any 4 centers, you just see, so that will be a square. That will be a square. So this is called a square closed packing. This is called square closed packing. Square closed packing. And what about its coordination number? Coordination number, you just target only one sphere. If I target this sphere, okay, or I can target this sphere also. So how many number of touching spheres with respect to this particular sphere? You see 1, 2, 3 and 4. So coordination number, that is 4. Coordination number 4. Next, after 1 dimension and 2 dimension packing can be carried out in other manner. Like you see, suppose one layer is like this. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this much, let's say. And another layer I have to place not vertical aligned to that of here, but here I am placing the spheres at the depression of first layer. Depression means within these regions, hollow regions. Okay, so I can place a sphere here like this. Here you see like this. See here again, this one also your 2 dimensional packing. This is, let's say, y axis and this is x axis, but the difference is I am placing the layers over the depression of the first layer. So if I target this one, then the second one is placed at the depressions. So what you observe over here, you just see, if I join the center of these spheres, if I target only this sphere, you just see, then I connect the center of other spheres. You see, that is a hexagon. I am getting an hexagon. So this is called hexagonal closed packing. It is HCP, hexagonal closed packing in 2 dimension. That clear? And what is its coordination number? Coordination number I have told you, just number of touching spheres. If I target this sphere, number of touching pairs will be 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So coordination number, that is 6. Clear? And another case you can observe over here. These empty spaces, I am saying about these empty spaces. These are known as voids. These are called voids, and each empty spaces correspond to how many spheres? 3 spheres, you see. So the voids you are getting over here, that is a triangular voids. Okay, so voids you are getting, voids are known as triangular voids. The empty space you can write over here. Empty spaces are known as triangular voids. This one as your triangular void. All these are triangular voids. Okay, so this is the packing about your 2-dimensional closed packing. Okay, let us proceed through 3-dimensional closed packing, and you have to a little bit of difficulty there, but you have to, if you imagine, then that will be easy for you. Okay, and it's very difficult for me also to represent the 3-dimensional diagram over here. Okay, so let us discuss 3-dimensional closed packing. Again, in 2-dimensional packing, just see the first one, that the first layer is just the vertical aligned with the second layer that I have just discussed right now. Here the pattern follows, you just see, if this one is pattern A, this one also pattern A, so it follows AA pattern of arrangement, this one. And what about the second type of packing, that the second layer that I have just placed over the depressions of the first layer, like this. This type of packing, you can say this one is, if this one is A, this one is B, and this one is again A, a similar packing. So it follows A B pattern of arrangement. You just remember this much. Next, that is about 3-dimensional closed packing. That will be 3-dimensional closed packing. Right now, so 3-dimensional closed packing in 3 dimension. Closed packing in 3 dimension. So in 3-dimensional closed packing, we have to consider x, y and z axis. You just think over here, if one layer is like this, little bit of difficult to represent it 3 dimension, this sphere, okay, nothing more than that. I am just doing it to, you just imagine like this, and 2 spheres are present like this. These are the 2 spheres lying back side of these 2 spheres. Next, that will be just over it, and at behind these 2 spheres are there. Just imagine it's something like this type of arrangement. Just imagine like this. Okay, so these are the representation is 3 dimension, x, y and z axis will be there. In this type of arrangement, definitely if I ask you first one, that is the pattern of arrangement. That is, this one is of A layer, again this one is just vertical aligned to it, this one is also A layer. So it follows a pattern of arrangement. This is called cubic closed packing, because you see these are cubic shaped, so it is called cubic closed packing or CCP, cubic closed packing. Next, if you need to find out its coordination number, you just tell me. If I target this sphere, particularly this sphere, you see this sphere is connected to this one and another sphere towards its front, another layer also there. So 1 2 and this one is 3, and at this side also 4, and 1 below and above. So coordination number will be 6. Just it's something like that. Here if the target sphere is like this, another sphere is connected to back side, and this one is towards the front side, this one is at the side, and this one is at the side. So 4, and another is above and another one is below. Okay, so if I target this one, so number of touching sphere will be 1 2 3 4 5 6. So coordination number over here is 6. That clear? Next, that is very important, we discuss over here, that is, so here you see, let's say this one, see it very carefully, and this layer I am placing at the depressions, hexagonal close packing I am considering right now. So like this, like this. This is my first layer, or you can say this is base layer. Okay, so this is base layer. Base layer. Clear? So if I place the second layer, this one is base layer, you can designate this base layer as A. All the spheres are designated by capital A. This one represents your first layer or base layer. That clear? So if you see, there are two types of voids are there. If I assign, see it carefully, if I assign these voids as your B, all are triangular voids, B and B, and if I assign these voids as A, clear? Next, if I represent these voids as your A, and these are B, small b, small b, small b, small b. See? Next, I have to place my second layer. You just imagine, if I try to cover the first layer, that means second layer, I have to place the second layer either covering to the void A or covering to the void B. Simultaneously is not possible, you can imagine. Simultaneously, the filling of A and B is not possible by second layer. So I have to place by covering either A and B. Suppose I am considering I have to cover the void A. If I place my second layer by considering this small a, you see these are the dotted layers, A, then this is, then I am covering, just placing over A by keeping B vacant. Okay, next you see, next that will be like this, only I am covering A, sorry, these one are A, B, A, and these are B, B. Okay, so next that is A, and next I am covering this A, like this, keeping B vacant. Okay, so now this dotted layer, if this is layer A and this dotted layer, that will be B. And next, if I placed, before I need to place my third layer, need to give one information over here, that is, you see the different types of void over here. First layer A, target these three spheres, and over this another sphere is of second layer is placed. So 3 spheres and 4 spheres within that vacant space, that A void, that is called tetrahedral void. It is something like this: 3 spheres like this one, 3 spheres, and another sphere is placed just over it. So this void is called tetrahedral void, that is A, small a, that is your tetrahedral void. Tetrahedral void. Okay, and another void also created over here. You just see, if I target these 3 capital A of base layer, and you see B is vacant there, B is looking to you, and 3 dotted spheres like this. These are oppositely oriented, oppositely apex of a triangle. How you see these spheres? You see base layer spheres like this. Okay, and next sphere, that is the second layer sphere. If I place over second layer over here, okay, so here is B. Just imagine. So for this B, you see, if I consider this void, it is attached with 3 and below 3, 6 spheres. So this is your octahedral void, B, octahedral void, that is B. So I need to confirm you that what type of voids are created after placing the base layer, hexagonal layer, the second layer being placed at the depressions of first layer. 2 types of voids are generated. One is tetrahedral and another one is octahedral. Okay. So now you see, if I place the third layer over these spheres, then what I will get over here? Again, the third layer if I need, again if you continue this second layer like this, like this, like this, okay, and here sorry students, so here the second layer I am placing like this. If you place the third layer, that will be exactly vertical aligned to that of base layer. You just see. Right now you just focus the dotted layers here. So the depression is this region. If I place another third layer, that will be exactly similar, exactly equivalent, exactly vertical aligned to that of a base layer. So the third layer will be again A. So the pattern of arrangement, it follows A B pattern, A B pattern. Clear? Now, since it is very difficult to draw the third layer, just imagine in 3 dimension I am getting like this. You consider these 6 spheres, capital A, capital A, capital A, capital A, capital A, capital A of base layer. Is that clear? So upon these 6 spheres, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there is a central sphere. So upon these spheres, there is a triangular 3 spheres of a second layer, 1, 2, and 3. Is that clear? So if this is A, second one that is B, and just below also 3 spheres are like this, because it follows A B pattern. So just below this sphere, that means at the back side of the whiteboard, there will be also 3 spheres connected to this spheres. So 3, 6 and 3. So it can be drawn like this. See, that can be drawn like this. If the first layer I am doing over here, 6 spheres, that is like this is the base layer or hexagon. This one is the central sphere, and 2 other spheres are like this. This one, you see, I am trying my best level. The 6 spheres are there, and for this dotted layer, second layer, you just see above 3, above these 6 spheres, next is like this. 3 spheres are just over it. 3 spheres, one is here, and like this 3 spheres, and just below it there are also 3 spheres like this. So this one, if this one is your A, this one is B, and this one is B, it follows AB type pattern. Clear? Now if I consider it's a coordination number, this is, and this type of packing is hexagonal close packing. This is known as hexagonal HCP, hexagonal close packing in 3 dimension. So if I consider it's a coordination number, you just target this sphere, let's say this sphere. So it is connected to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and these 3 spheres are also touching to this sphere, 1, 2, 3, and here these one also from the below touching to each other, 1, 2, 3. So the coordination number is 16, 9, and these 3, 12. So coordination number that is equal to 12. Is that clear? So this is called hexagonal closed packing. And just remember 2 types of void we have got. That is, one is tetrahedral void, coordination number 4, 4 spheres are there, and octahedral void, coordination number 6. Is that clear? So now in hexagonal closed packing in 3 dimension, see, we get hexagonal unit cell. How you just see? Suppose this is your hexagon, this is the central sphere. Is that clear? So next 3 spheres, so the layer B like this, and just below it exactly the same layer I am getting over here. Like this. Is that clear? A, B, A. So if you join all of these centers, that is a hexagon, and 3 spheres are present over here, and also this one hexagon. So this is called hexagonal unit cell. If I connect all these corners through lines, then I am getting one hexagonal unit cell. It is something like this. It is something like this. Okay. Like this. If I need to join over here, see, this one is one hexagonal unit cell, and 3 spheres are just like this present inside the hexagonal unit cell. Okay, so no need to derive it has also packing efficiency. You just remember its packing efficiency also, packing efficiency, that is equal to FCC, that will be 74%. Okay, so this is your hexagonal unit cell. Next you see, if I place the third layer by covering the void B, small b, as I have designated as octahedral voids. Okay, so placing third layer over by covering, over, it will be by covering octahedral voids. You see, if the spheres are like this, and these are the hexagonal base layer, first I am doing like this. Clear? So the voids we have covered, these are A and these are B. Right now I need to place the spheres third layer. Okay, so just do it. This is second layer, like this. So we have got by this your AB type of pattern we have got. Okay, so here this void is your B, octahedral void. Is that clear? So if I place the third layer over by covering, second layer by covering, sorry, we have to, okay, let me do, so it's about 3 dimensions, so that little bit of problem is there for me. So you just do like this, let me do it. Okay, so these are the first layer, hexagonal layer, first layer, and the second layer I need to place over here. If I place the third layer over octahedral voids, octahedral void you just identify, these are 3 spheres of base layer, this one, this one, this one, okay, this one, this one, this one are the base layers, and over it this dotted sphere and this dotted sphere, and this one is also another dotted sphere. So this one is your octahedral void, O, octahedral void. If I place the net sphere covering these octahedral voids, okay, I am a little bit of a complicated will be there. You just imagine if I cover the third layer over octahedral void, so I am getting ABC type arrangement. Okay, so it's very difficult for me to visualize in 2-dimensional plane. So definitely it is follow. You can write down like this. If placing the third layer by covering octahedral voids, the pattern will be ABC pattern follows. Pattern of arrangement will be there. Okay, and this type of packing, that is called FCC, or you can say CCP, cubic closed packing. Very simply you can say FCC or CCP packing you will get in this type of packing. Okay, so here the packing will be like this, this one, this one will be first layer, and the second layer is like this, as I have discussed just now. Okay, sorry, it will be like this. Second layer, this is A, this is B, and C will be, you just see, so opposite to that of this one, and like this. This will be C, and again you will get this hexagonal. Okay, this is your, okay, let me do again here. This is like this. Okay, so this is A. So ABC pattern will be there. It follows ABC pattern if the third layer is placed just over octahedral voids. Clear? So now let us discuss about voids. So in this type of packing, so 2 types of voids we have got in 3-dimensional closed packing. So one is tetrahedral void. So tetrahedral void, you just see, these are the 3 spheres, let's say. Okay, these 3 spheres, if you join their centers, there will be a triangle. If I consider the sphere that is just present over this depression, so let's say I am doing that sphere over here. You just connect these centers, so that will be a tetrahedral void. So here will be your tetrahedral void. Okay, so in tetrahedral void, coordination number that is, it is 3 touching spheres are there, so its coordination number that is equal to 4. Okay, and you just remember the number of tetrahedral voids, that is equal to 2 into number of particles. number of particles. If number of particles that is n, that will be equal to 2 into n. That is the number of tetrahedral voids. Okay. Again, the second type of void that we have got, octahedral void. Octahedral void. How we have got like this? Just see, these are the 3 spheres. Okay, and another 3 spheres that is opposite. If you join the center of these spheres, you see that is called opposite apex of a triangle. See, opposite apex. So if you join all these apexes, you see, so that will be, this person will be your octahedral void. Octahedral void. Okay, OH void, octahedral void. And coordination number, that is number of touching spheres 3, 3, 6. Coordination number is 6. And just remember, the number of octahedral voids, the number of octahedral voids is equal to n. That is number of particles. Number of particles equal to number of particles. But tetrahedral void 2 times the number of particles. Okay, so let us discuss the location of this tetrahedral and octahedral void, particularly present in FCC. In FCC, that is where the tetrahedral and octahedral voids are present. Let us discuss, very important. Okay, that is location of tetrahedral voids in FCC, face center cubic. So if I do a diagram of FCC, see, sorry, it's looking, so FCC, clear. So in FCC, the packing sites are at the corners along with each face center. Each face center. This is one FCC. So if I try to locate the tetrahedral voids, these 3 spheres, these are present at the bottom, these 3 spheres, I can consider these 3 spheres like this. You just see, suppose this one is one sphere, and here, that is at the center of this side, this one and this one. Just see, I am leveling these 3 spheres. I am considering these 3 spheres. Okay, so if these are the 3 spheres at the bottom, and the 4th one, that is this sphere. Okay, if I join all these, so definitely a tetrahedral void I am getting at this central position. At this central position. And similarly, if I consider 3 spheres, this one, and the back side face center sphere, you see, if I join these 3, there will be triangular, and I target this sphere. So the octahedral void, the tetrahedral void will be located at this portion. Okay, so if I join the body diagonal from here to here, tell me how many tetrahedral voids you are getting along a body diagonal? 2. Okay, so 2 tetrahedral voids you are getting a body diagonal. So total body diagonals, that is equal to 8. Total body diagonals, total body diagonals, that is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So total number of tetrahedral voids I am getting, each body diagonal having 2 tetrahedral voids. So number of tetrahedral void will be 2 into 4 into 2, that will be 8. And you know the number of particles in FCC, number of particles n in FCC, that is equal to 4. So number of tetrahedral void, that is 2 into 4, that is 8. So number of tetrahedral void that is equal to 2 into number of particles, 2n. Similarly, if I need to see the octahedral void, that is location of octahedral void in a FCC re, if you need to locate the octahedral void, again suppose a cube I am doing over here like this, okay. So in FCC again particles are present at the corners along with each phase center. Is that clear? So octahedral void, you just see, if I see this sphere and another unit cell also there, here also another sphere, and this sphere and another sphere also here. Is that clear? Another also above it and just below it this one. Clear? So here you tell me the octahedral void I am getting over here, that will be okay, sorry. So here you see this one, another unit cell is also there like this, okay. So here this phase center sphere also there, along with corners are also there. Here you see this sphere, this sphere, this sphere, this sphere, okay, and another sphere that is at the bottom, this one, and another above, because here also another unit cell also there. So the octahedral voids are located at this one. This one is your edge center, okay, and another one is at body center. You can see if I join these spheres, these four spheres, okay, and another one is here and another one is just below. You see this one is also one octahedral, one at body center and edge center. So octahedral voids are located at body center and edge center of FCC. Clear? So number of octahedral voids, you tell me, number of octahedral voids, that is equal to edge center. How many edges are there? 12, and its contribution is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 by 4 into 12 plus 1 at body center, 1. So that will be 3 plus 1, that is 4 number of octahedral voids. That is equal to number of particles. Number of particles in FCC, that is equal to 4. So number of octahedral voids, you get 4. So number of octahedral voids is equal to n, number of particles. That we have confirmed by considering an FCC unit cell. Is that clear? Okay. So in this class we have discussed the details regarding the structure of crystalline solids. These are the main funda in your solid state chapter. Please go through it. Okay, so little bit of difficulty there. If once you visualize in 3-dimensional, then it will be very easy. Okay, so for now this much. Okay, thank you.